Welcome to Blackstone Intelligence. I'm Jake Morphonios. This is August 14th, 2021. Massive earthquake has struck the island of Haiti. Thousands of people are feared dead. At the time of this report, the earthquake's magnitude is estimated at 7.2 on the Richter scale. You know how it goes. That's likely to change up or down a little bit as time goes on. The quake's epicenter was located just 6 miles from a little town called Petit-Trou-de-Nit. Cement homes crumbled on top of the residents. Buildings collapsed, pulverizing the bodies of the people inside, leaving hundreds and hundreds of victims. There was one incident in a church in the town of L'Anglais, which is down on the southern coast of Haiti. While a church service, some kind of ceremony was going on, it rumbled and collapsed down onto the churchgoers. The U.S. Geological Service has placed the number of dead. They're estimating it's going to be in the tens of thousands of injuries with thousands of deaths. So that's terrible, but it does sound like it's going to be not quite as bad as the 2010 earthquake. For this one in 2021, a lot of the injuries are going to be taking place up in the poor mountainous communities. Past events of this magnitude in Haiti has demonstrated that major international response is going to be needed for these people to make it. They're going to need international assistance. Economic losses will likely be in the tens of millions of dollars. And that's an especially harsh circumstance for these people. This is a nation that's already reeling from the COVID-19 pandemic and the brazen assassination of Haiti's president, Jovenel Moise. They shot him to death in his home just last month on July 7th. So it's a rough time for the people of Haiti. In fact, Haiti is still trying to recover from another magnitude 7 earthquake that struck the island 11 years ago. That quake killed at least 250,000 people, injured 300,000, left 1.5 million of these poverty-stricken Haitians homeless. And it was in the wake of that 2010 earthquake that you may recall that a child trafficker from Idaho, this is a self-proclaimed Baptist missionary named Laura Silsby, who went in and she was preying on these homeless Haitian children. After countless families had lost their homes from the earthquake, many of them lived in huts with, tin sheets as their roofs. Some of them lived in cement housing, which of course crumbled. They're left homeless. Children don't have food. They don't have food. The kids don't have food. The people are all sleeping out in the open air because they don't have anywhere to go. Well, in comes Laura Silsby, promising that she would take some of these children to a temporary orphanage. The children would be given food, they'd be given health care, they'd be given an education, all this at no expense to the parents until such time that the parents could get back on their feet and come get the kids. No problem, right? Well, Haiti is, even in the best of times, it's a bleak place for children. 1/5 of all Haitian children suffer from malnutrition. 67 out of 1,000 die before they even reach 5 years old. They don't have clean drinking water. They can't, not for drinking, not for cooking, not for bathing. And so waterborne illnesses spread very easy there. And so with so many of these families focusing just on survival, many of the Haitian children never even get the chance to receive a basic education. So, and I think the literacy rate's around 60%. So 40% of the, people are illiterate. But with all this going on, and now in 2010, you've got this mass casualty quake, the parents were in a special desperate need for anything to help them and their kids. So some of the parents agreed to turn their children over to Silsby. They never suspected that she was actually planning to traffic their kids across the nation's border into the Dominican Republic and beyond, potentially. Silsby was also getting some kids from an orphanage there in Haiti that was sponsored by a well-known family. Their names are the Maccabees. Wealthy Jewish family living in Washington, D.C. Family has close ties to CIA agents. Good friends with James Alefantis, the owner of Comet Ping Pong. Very close ties to the Clinton family, big donors to the Clintons. In fact, it was then Secretary of State Hillary Clinton who actually violated State Department policy to advocate on behalf of this American citizen, Laura Silsby, to try and get her out of jail. And in addition to Hillary doing this, former President Bill Clinton intervened as well. And together, the two Clintons helped to secure the release of this child trafficker, Laura Silsby, from her Haitian jail. I wonder why. Why did the Clintons get so involved in this? It was my investigation into all of these strange connections that resulted in the Maccabee family threatening to sue me for $5 million using Stephen Biss. You guys remember that? Using Stephen Biss. Stephen Biss. This is the previously disbarred attorney who now represents Trump loyalists like Congressman Devin Nunes as he sues cows on Twitter. Yeah, go look that one up. It was also during this period of time that a certain well-known figure on YouTube who formerly, at least claims to have formerly worked for the CIA, someone who is a close personal friend of the Maccabees, contacted me, asked me for my help with something, while promising me that my help would be rewarded. And I would be rewarded, among other things, with free legal representation from Stephen Biss, the very attorney who had tried to sue me during my investigation into this international child trafficking network that has ties to powerful people in Washington, D.C. And trust me, I continued digging into that. And so for the people of Haiti, on top of everything else that they have already endured and that they must now endure, there is this potential for further exploitation by very wicked people who have evil intent, who are going to capitalize on their state of utter desperation. And all this trauma is taking place while Tropical Storm Grace is gaining strength out in the Atlantic Ocean. It was a tropical depression until a couple of days ago. Now it's a tropical storm, still gaining strength out there in the Atlantic. Is expected to bring heavy rains and a lot of flooding to Haiti as soon as Monday. So, with all of this, it'd be easy enough to say, oh, let's pray for Haiti, but, maybe we can do more than that. There may be a few of you out there that feel moved upon to go a few steps further, explore how you can chip in to help relieve the suffering of these people. These are our brothers and sisters, regardless of skin color, nationality. We're all children of God. This is part of our human family, and they're in trouble. Now, you can look around for how to help. If you go to CNN, I went to see what CNN was saying. I kid you not, CNN is currently recommending that you help the people of Haiti by donating to the Clinton Foundation. I recommend another option. Other than that, based on your own research into reputable organizations. There's Habitat for Humanity. There's something called Shelter Box. If you don't want to donate money, you can help make personal hygiene kits. There's a group out there called Heart to Heart International where you put together these hygiene kits and they distribute them to the people. And if you have no money or time, you can still be an advocate online. You can help spread the word about the plight of the people in Haiti. You can ask others to try and help out in what ways they can to support them. And if you're really extreme and you want to help in a big way, you can join one of a number of organizations that is sending volunteers to assist Haiti in various ways, from medical volunteers to building houses and food distribution, stuff like that. I visited Haiti some time back and spent a day out there snorkeling. And I also went, I don't know if you can see that. It's just a vase. I picked up some paintings and local handcrafted stuff by, Haitian artisans, artists, and woodworkers, and which I have around my house. These are good people, and they are in very difficult circumstances. They need our help. So I appreciate all of you for watching. I hope that you'll join with me in asking God's blessings on the people of Haiti. For Blackstone Intelligence, I'm Jake Morphonios.